Alright, this video is going to be named People Should Be Asking for a Safety Check Every Time They Come in for Service in the State of New Jersey.
I think Anthony...
Holy mo. Not only is the steering wheel unsafe, thank God that I found the link problem and said let me go a little bit further. Judster, give us a little see if it's ball joint or tie rod end.
Side to side or up and down?
Just go side to side first. Yeah. So you gotta do it again. Whoa, ready? So that's the tie rod end, do it again. Yeah, that's ready to let loose. It looks like the ball joint shot on that side too. So we got strut, link, ball joint. Steering column I need to take a closer look at and see if it's steering shaft or the EPS insulator. And I direct our customers to watch the YouTube video, and we send pictures to Rachel so they can actually see what we see and how we see it here in the base. And that's where I've been told we're the most transparent shop in the business multiple times. And this one's not as bad. Jude, sir, come shake this side so I can get it on camera. No safety inspections in New Jersey. So that ball joint definitely has play in it. Let me feel that tie rod end again. Yep, that's ball joint on that side. And the control arms are full of rust. So at this mileage, it's going to be 2 control arms, outer tie rod, links, set the toe. Let me look further into why the steering wheel feels like it's coming apart. You're coming back?
Yeah.
All right, say bye, girl. You still hold the title for girl mechanic. Girl mechanic. Okay. All right, I'll see you later. So what would it cost this customer to go buy a new car? Well, depending on their credit score, depending on their disposable income, nobody's letting you get getting in the car with 0 down today.
Last message, which Kia is it?
This one. This is a diagnostic, so I'm not doing anything until he approves the diagnosis.
Non-stop auto?
Correct. I mean, this is a diagnosis too.
60?
If it's EVAP, it's a $60 test for him. Plus whatever's wrong with it. I forget what I was going to say. Oh. No one's getting you into a 0 down. Average interest rate's about 10%. And for you to buy down a decent car payment on, I don't know, a lease, on their least expensive car you could find, you're going to need $5,000 down to get that payment low with an 800 credit score. 5 Gs. Then you're making payments every month in full coverage. And then you're going to need gap insurance and all the other stuff that they tack on. Or you put $1,500 into your old car and you drive it for a couple more years. Or you put an engine in it and you continue to drive it forever. But you have to change your maintenance practices to keep your cars on the road no matter what kind of car you buy. So you buy a brand new car and you follow the dealerships and the manufacturer's recommendations, you're going to have the same pile of parts with the same problems because you're not being advised properly. Until you meet a guy like me. Then you will be advised on how to maintain your car properly. So, I've actually watched Rayman Ray misdiagnose this on a car. And I'm not saying anything bad about Rayman Ray. He is a phenomenal mechanic. And I just watched my favorite Chrysler technician make another mistake, but this happens, even with the best of us. So this has steering wheel to steering shaft issues. So the EPS insulator and the steering column is wiped out, beyond wiped out. So that's that problem. I've never seen a steering shaft fail on a Kia. I've seen them fail on multiple other cars. I've seen them come loose on many cars, and a simple retwork takes care of them. and this is just coming from the manufacturers using crappy parts and the minimum torque standards for products. And that's why steering column bolts come loose. Well, they're not going to come off to say, but they come loose. And the car, cosmetically, is in good shape. It's just been neglected, not by, necessarily the customer, but not being advised. And some shops don't want to go through a whole safety check on a car when they come in for an oil change. But it's important. So I'll give you an example. Yesterday, were you here when a guy drove past the shop with his ball joint just about snapped out of the car?
Yeah.
So he drove.
His ball joint was his tire on.
No. I drove past him
Oh.
while he was halfway still down the road, kept going, trying to make it to his destination in his newer Silverado. It was the lower ball joint. So he drove past here with the lower ball joint snapped and continued to drive past my shop. I'm not going to say that. My shop.
It snapped like right there. Too.
I'm sure it was making noise. They just don't snap. You follow me? There was tons of noise going on. So it broke out front of the shop and he just continued to go right by us. And then he was about another half mile down the road till he drifted to a stop. He could have just drifted in the parking lot. We could have took care of it for
I
him.
can't believe he didn't fucking hit that guardrail.
Dude, what the language, dude? You have to mind your P's and Q's now.
I can't believe that he didn't hit that guardrail.
And then do this. Just do that so we know that, yeah. We're going to be a little nerdy. We're going to dot our I's and cross our T's. So, yeah, he drove right by with a broken ball joint. So, example is, customers coming in, she's getting oil change right, 40,000 miles. My experience is I'm really not going to look too far past 40K, tires and brakes, maybe some filters. I'm done. I don't really have to worry about suspension issues on that car. Boom, change the scenario to older Kia, deceiving that the outside is in good condition, inside is in good condition. I get in, the steering wheel's clanking and banging, the exhaust is rattling, the front end's making all this noise. My due diligence to the consumer is to report unsafe conditions. Because if they or he or she leaves here, right, and the wheel falls off, what do they think the first thing they're going to say is?
They're gonna blame us.
What did you do to my car? I was just there for an oil change.
Exactly.
Now, devil's advocate, you go to a quick lube, you get an oil change, and then you have an oil leak, or your engine blows up, or your wheel falls off. Well, that would be quality of work. Like the Honda that had the motor mount done someplace else that they completely stripped the threads out of the motor mount and sent the car on the way. Guys who have experience, guys who have tons of experience, we know when something's cross-threaded. We know when something's going to hold if it is cross-threaded. And we know by the ugga-duggas and the RPMs of our tools that bolt's not going to hold, especially a motor mount. So yeah, that's the quality of work that you're getting out here that you paid for on the Honda. So anyway, so is this car worth fixing? Absolutely it is. You buy this car brand new at $25,000, $30,000, making $200 a month car payment, full coverage insurance is $500 a month for $1,500. And then if a little bit more, this car can last another 2 to 3 years. Maintenance by the right person, being checked properly by the right person. The customer, the mechanic, and the vehicle, they all have to be in tune with each other. You know, I have some customers that say, hey, my car's never felt like this before, and they're right. I have some customers that say my car has always felt this way until I fix it, and then they get it and they go, oh my God, this is the way my car's supposed to sound and feel? Yes, your car's not supposed to sound like you're in an airplane taking off at the airport.
Well,
Sound and feel, unless it's a race car. Your car is not supposed to sound like you are in a race car for a normal vehicle unless you have a race car. Your vehicle should not sound and feel like you are leaving the airport runway in a 747 with passengers shaking and rattling and the wind noises, all that. No, your car should be quiet.
Why are you describing the Jeeps?
Yeah, but that's planned. Like the Jeep people plan destroying the ride of their vehicle. I don't know why they do it. They just do.
Because you think it's cool and you realize how crappy
I get it. And they have money. They have money as long as Route 130, and that's why they have $50,000 in mods in their Jeep, and it costs them $60,000 for the car. And then they'll trade it in and then do the same thing over again
with
to
a
impress
brand
their
new
friends to crawl through the mall. All right. Fix your old car. Find a good mechanic.
And it's not cheap to like.
Fix your old car.
It's
Find a
easy
good
to buy.
mechanic. Get the good advice. I see more continuity coming from the top level YouTubers like myself, and it's a good feeling. Thanks for watching.